Alright guys, welcome back to Strong Successful Male. So for today, I'm going to go over an article titled Dolly Parton on how not having kids impacted her career. I had freedom. So guys, this article is a brief article, but it gets right to the point about Dolly Parton, who had an interview with Oprah Winfrey recently. And she came out and said, I didn't have kids because it would impact her career. And she then had all the freedom to pursue all her goals and ambitions and all that. And I chose this article, guys, because, how often do you hear women complaining that guys in this day and age, that just more and more guys simply do not want to get married and they don't want to have kids? You hear the complaints all the time, right? But now when you have a woman coming out and admitting, a very successful singer saying, hey, look, I didn't have kids because there is basically no way in hell I would have had the success I had and achieved what I achieved when I had to deal with the kids, okay? And so it's different when you have a woman admitting this. And I'm sure she's going to get some hell from somebody, some haters online about this, because there are people out there that would just, you can't make anybody happy in this day and age, okay? But still, she's going to get some hate, guaranteed. But to have a woman admit that, that's a big thing, and that's good to hear. And the other reason I'm doing this article, guys, is that I'm just reiterating what I've been telling you all along, that if you guys are young, or whatever age you are, and you have big goals and ambitions, the more people you got to be responsible for, the more it's going to hold you back, okay? And particularly speaking to you younger guys, if you are in, let's just say, your early 20s, and you either graduated college or you're about to graduate college, and you got some big ambitions and big goals, but you happen to have a girlfriend, and you're thinking, I don't want to lose her, because she's cool and she's good in the sack and she's pretty. And basically, to keep her around, you obviously know that you got to marry her and have kids and all that crap, but yet you have your ambitions and goals. Understand this, that if you go down that route, the odds are that the ambitions and goals you have, the dreams you have, are pretty much going to go bye-bye. The odds of that are very strong. I'm not saying it's impossible to achieve what you want to achieve and still have a wife and kids and all that. It's not impossible. It's really hard, and definitely the odds are against you. You're going to achieve that. So that's why I always tell you guys, if you're going to do it, if you feel for whatever reason you got to get married one day and have kids and do all that, that's whatever reason, at least wait till you're 30 years old. And that way you can grind it out in your 20s, pursuing your goals and your purpose and getting things rolling, so that you could then make it easier to make these things happen once you get hitched and have kids. I'm telling you not to do it, but I'm saying if you do it, understand that. So that's why I'm doing this article. It's very brief. And by the way, big shout out to Wade for sending me this article. This article came out yesterday, and he sent me it overnight. So it starts off. Oh, by the way, guys, and I got a few stories I got to share with regards to the subject at the end of the article here. Starts off, Dolly Parton is opening up about her decades-long career in music. The 74-year-old country icon has been quite the busy bee in 2020. Despite limitations the coronavirus pandemic has placed on live shows. Last month, the singer/songwriter released her first Christmas album in 3 decades. And she'll continue to spread holiday cheer to her fans in the upcoming Holly Dolly Christmas TV special on CBS. While doing press for her new album, the crooner has discussed several major milestones in her life, including her long-lasting marriage to her husband, Carl Dean, as well as her upcoming 75th birthday. Damn, I didn't know she was that old. Speaking about her family with Oprah Winfrey, Parton explains how not having kids affected her career. She's quoted as saying, "Since I had no kids and my husband was pretty independent, I had freedom." Parton told TV icon The Oprah Conversation on Apple TV via People. "So I think a big part of my whole success is the fact that I was free to work," the entertainer said. Parton says she believes not having kids was part of God's plan for her. She probably said that for some damage control, to minimize the amount of obviously hate she's probably going to get from some people because she didn't want to have kids. Guaranteed she said that on purpose, okay? Because, hey, if that was God's plan, then, hey, you can't argue with God. But you see here, guys, she didn't have kids, and now she can completely pursue her goals and be the success she was, because she's hugely successful. I don't know a whole lot about her. I don't know a whole lot about her personality or views or politics or any of that stuff like that, but I've kind of got the gist that she's actually a pretty cool person and very successful. But the point is, if she had a couple kids, that'd make it very hard for her to achieve what she had to achieve. And that's the point I'm trying to make with you guys, especially you young guys that want to have great big goals and great big dreams, okay? You get a wife and kids, it's going to be very hard for you to make these things happen. She goes on to say, I didn't have children because I believe that God didn't mean for me to have kids so everybody else's kids could be mine. So I could do things like the imagination library, because if I hadn't had the freedom to work, I wouldn't have had done all the things I've done. I wouldn't be in the position to do all the things I'm doing now. Exactly. Again, it's not possible. Understand that it's not possible to achieve great things, but believe me, it's a lot of headaches and roadblocks holding you back to pursue your purpose. Goes on, Parton's Imagination Library provides books at no cost to children between birth and the age of 5 in communities around the United States, Canada, the UK, Australia, and the Republic of Ireland. The music icon is also known for being a godmother to singer Miley Cyrus. Well, you can kind of see how she certainly wouldn't want to have kids after being the godmother of Miley Cyrus with all her drama. Parton was also asked if the sacrifices in her life outweigh the rewards of her career. And they have sacrifices in quotes here, because to a lot of people that's not a sacrifice, but to others it is. She responded, I've made sacrifices, but I think, like I said, I believe what I know I'm supposed to do. In the same interview, Winfrey questioned the performer about turning 75 in early 2021. Parton declared she doesn't even have time in her days to think about getting older. She says, first of all, I ain't never going to be old because I ain't got time to be old. I can't stop long enough to grow old, Parton said, provoking laughter from Winfrey. In other words, she's living life, she's having fun, she's on her purpose, and she hasn't time to worry about that shit. That's cool. I admire that. She also reassured the host that if she makes it another 20 years, she won't be worried about aging. She says, I'll have on the makeup, I'll look as young as my plastic surgeons will allow me, and with all the makeup and lighting and all that, but I think more than anything, it's about what comes from inside you, Parton said, according to the outlet. So that's it, guys. That is it for the article part of this video here. I mean, again, it's quick, but the point is this, is that she didn't have kids, and this allowed her to, the sky was the limit. And that's why I tell you guys to then go for it. You know, go for your goals, go for your ambitions, and if you're going to do it, you got to get married. For whatever reason, God's sakes, wait until you're 30. Get a lot of experience in your life during those years. Get all the education, all the training you need. Get things rolling to start up that business you always dreamed of. Save money, invest it early on, let it grow through compound interest over the years, all these things. You know, I'm not saying you got to be all business during your late teens and 20s. If you enjoy hooking up with women and things like that, then do it along the way, but that is the bottom of your priority list. Now, guys, here's the thing. As you can imagine, I'm sure you've seen this, Hollywood is always trying to push guys to put their careers and ambitions aside for a family. I'm sure you've noticed this in a lot of TV shows and movies. And they don't just do it for guys, they also do it for women, okay? And one of the best examples I could think of, because I saw this on TV just the other day, was this movie that came out 20 years ago called The Family Man, with Nicolas Cage and Téa Leoni and Don Cheadle. And if you guys didn't see the movie, basically it goes like this. The movie starts out with Nicolas Cage and Téa Leoni. They graduate college, and he's at the airport. And he's about to get on a plane to London for a big internship for 1 year at a big investment bank in London. And at the last minute, she hugs him and gives him the waterworks, asking him not to go, and to instead focus on them, the relationship. But of course, he says, hey, it's a year. I got to go. I got to do this. And he gets on the plane and goes anyway. Focuses on his purpose, not the relationship. Fast forward to 13 years later, and he is living in a Manhattan penthouse, and in his bed is a smoking hot blonde who obviously picked up the night before. She leaves. He puts on his $2,000 suit, goes down the elevator, gets in his Ferrari, and drives probably like 4 blocks to his office where he's the president of a big investment bank. And the guy's obviously super rich, has the life as a bachelor, a wealthy bachelor on his purpose. Loves his job, all that, right? One thing leads to another, and he encounters a situation in this guy who's, I suppose, supposed to be like an angel. And basically, they get no conversation, and Cage says that, hey, you know, I got everything I need in life, and I'm happy. And the guy's basically like, oh, really? The next day, he wakes up in a parallel universe, if you will, where he's no longer a rich, wealthy he's no longer a wealthy bachelor with a Ferrari living in a Manhattan penthouse and hooking up with women left and right and all that. He is your average Joe living in the suburbs of New Jersey with a wife, 2 little kids, a beat-up minivan, like no money, all that, right? And he has to then live that life. That's the life he would have lived if he didn't get on the plane, okay? And basically, as the movie goes on, at first he freaks out about this and all that, but eventually he starts to like that life. And then a situation comes where he then gets transported back to his real life, and he throws a fit because he was getting used to it and he was loving the other life with the wife and kids, and the beat-up minivan, not having a whole lot of money and all the love and all that shit, versus him being the lonely bachelor with millions of dollars, living in a penthouse, a Ferrari, pretty much a hot woman every night if he wants to, okay? And the point of the whole story is to try to make the audience see and feel that, hey, not going after your goals and all that, the family's more important. Settling down with the wife and the kids, that's way better than being free, being a bachelor, having money, having success, having the car, all that, okay? And so that's the type of thing you see all the time that's pushed in television and movies. And so a lot of people can very easily get brainwashed into thinking that's just how you live because, hey, that's what they show on TV and movies. That's, what everybody else does. So don't let that bullshit, impact you guys, okay? So if you are young and you got big goals and ambitions, go for it. Do not let relationships, that girlfriend, any of that crap get in the way. Focus on your goals. Believe me, you'll be so much happier. And if you don't think if you think I'm full of shit, just look around at different guys that are married and go to the barbecues and the birthday parties and the holiday parties and all that shit. Look how tired they look. Look how worn out they look. Look how often overweight they are. Look at their wives who are probably overweight themselves and are not happy. Does that look like an ideal situation to spend the rest of your life in? Then look at the guys that are single, that have success, that have money. They may not be rich, but they're comfortable, and look how happy they seem, okay? Pay attention to these things, especially, guys, as the holidays are coming up here with Thanksgiving and Christmas and Hanukkah. Yes, because of COVID, obviously, these parties are going to be limited, but still you're going to see people, let's be honest here, behind closed doors, people are going to get together anyway, and just pay attention to family members and friends and don't ask them, because if you ask them, they're going to say, oh, I'm happy, this is great, because they want you to join their club, Misery Loves Company. But the point is this, guys, focus on the purpose. Go for what you want. Dolly Parton did it. She didn't have kids, and I'm sure maybe there was a part of her, maybe she wanted to have kids, who the hell knows, but there are some women that don't want to have kids. There are some, it's not many, but some don't, and look what she's achieved. And you guys can do it too, okay? And again, it doesn't mean you have to become the next, famous singer or the next Bill Gates or Jeff Bezos or whatever, but you can have a very good, successful life. Just focus on your goals. And also, if you're watching this now, you are married and you already have kids, that doesn't mean it's over. It's just obviously a lot harder. I mean, look at Sam Walton, who created Walmart. That dude was married and had kids while he was building in the early stages of Walmart. Look what he achieved, okay? In spite of how Walmart is now, it was obviously a lot better back when he ran the show and was alive. So it's possible, but to save yourselves a lot of headache on your journey to achieving your goals and reaching your purpose and having the life you want, you're better off flying solo, being on your own. So, all right, guys, that's it for today. Quick video, but I just wanted to share these things so you can really understand where I'm coming from here. Be sure to comment down below. Let me know what you think about this. And be sure to like the video, share it with your friends, and subscribe. And I'll catch you next time.